wanted to spend 10 minutes on this last thing before we got up out of here. And it's Illinois governor, J.B. Pritzker. J.B. Pritzker. I don't think that J.B. has gotten as much visibility as he's supposed to get. And the reason that I say that is because I think that J.B. has skirted a lot of the responsibility that we are leveraging against horrible Mayor Brandon Johnson. But nonetheless, J.B. Pritzker is backing it, is behind it, and is basically creating a difficult situation for ICE agents to come in and deport illegal migrants, as well as complaining about Trump. In this instance, he says that Trump has instituted an illegal freeze of federal funds to certain things, and that they're lying to y'all. Check it out.
Donald Trump's administration is lying to you. Good afternoon. There have been a lot of conflicting reports and rumors today about the cuts issued by the Trump administration last night to programs that affect average Americans. I have spent last night and today speaking with leaders in Washington, local elected leaders, nonprofit organizations, and my agency heads to make sure that we are doing all we can to stand up for working families and the most vulnerable people in our state who are affected by these cuts. The United States Constitution clearly states that Congress has the power of the purse and sets laws to obligate federal funding for all 50 states. What Donald Trump tried to do in the last 24 hours is illegal. Let's be clear. This is a demonstration of cruelty against people who depend on us, working families who rely on federal assistance to pay their rent, people who need help paying their utility bills, parents who need critical programs like Head Start for quality, affordable childcare. And
it's already been clarified and it's already been highlighted that Trump is not stopping Section 8, Medicare, food stamps, so on and so forth. So I don't even know what all of this grandstanding is for. It is about diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, monies that is being sent overseas, and so on and so forth. And so freezing funding to things that American taxpayers don't want going out, although I do think that it should be temporary for you to be able to get government assistance for the rest of your life, is crazy. But let's continue.
3.5 million Illinoisans who get their health insurance through Medicaid. Despite what the White House...
And you see, they'll do a whole speech on this nonsense, and it's not even relevant and doesn't even affect them. None of the Medicaid and Medicare payments are stopping at all.
Press secretary said at the podium earlier, I believe it is my duty to report to you the truth of what actually happened today in Illinois. Donald Trump's administration is lying to you. The White House's attempt to walk back what they did today does not match what we saw on the ground. They assured us that Medicaid would not be affected. That was a lie. Our state agencies were unable to access the Medicaid system until an hour ago, preventing payments for services. And this has been reported from states across the nation. When we reached out to federal agencies, they informed us that they have been directed not to discuss any guidance with states. They have canceled previously scheduled meetings for this week. The White House assured us that Head Start would not be affected. That was a lie. Providers across the state experienced outages, and some were unable to make their payroll. They assured us that they were doing nothing to take away individual assistance from the most vulnerable people in our state, but they refused to say that they would restore LIHEAP, the Low-Income Housing Energy Assistance Program, payments to support the unemployment system, and Meals on Wheels. These are programs that hundreds of thousands of Illinoisans depend on: children, seniors, veterans, working parents.
I got a question really quickly while we're looking at this, y'all. I got a question. Do you think that government funding, specifically federal funding to states, should be contingent upon meeting certain requirements and expectations from the federal government? Not that they shouldn't get it, but if you do get it, it should be contingent upon you meeting expectations from the federal government. Just a question. I'm not saying that it should or it shouldn't. Like, you shouldn't try to prevent the federal government from arresting criminals inside of your neighborhoods that's not even supposed to be here. Just a question. Do you think that federal funding should be conditional or should it be expected by default, no matter what? Let's continue.
Let's just be clear about what happened over the last 24 hours. At 7:42 p.m. last night, we saw a memo from the White House saying that they were pausing federal funding across the board. This morning, along with all 50 states across the country, we discovered that our ability to access critical federal funding had been cut off. And now the administration would like us to believe that these were just coincidental website outages. Donald Trump and his administration have not earned the benefit of the doubt. They are either lying to us or they are critically incompetent.
Ryan Powell says you may be doing well in life, but have some empathy for those who aren't or are too old. What does this have to do with the price of tea in China? What does this have to do with this conversation? Why are people always trying to leverage your success against you? I don't understand it. And why do I have to have empathy for anybody? I don't have to do nothing. I ain't got to do nothing. What they say you got to do, all you got to do is stay black and die. I ain't got to do nothing. I don't know y'all. The only people that I know is my bag chasers. That's my family. My family is the chasers. My family is the chasers, flat out. If my chasers come to me and say, Anton, this is what's going on, those are the people that I jump for. Those are the people that I love. Those are the people that support. That's my community. I don't know the world. I don't know the rest of y'all. For whatever reason, y'all think that we supposed to have sympathy for the world. You want me to also tell you something about yourself? Let me tell you. Let me tell you what else I know. I know that as you tell me that I need to have sympathy and empathy for people that are old, that some of those old people was out here smoking crack. That's what I know. I know that a lot of them is just old, but if you go back and look at their history, they was old and they were fools. I know that the previous generation, a lot of them, not all of them, a lot of the previous generation fumbled the bag. They had it better than anybody from any generation that is not in 2025 and have the opportunity to take advantage of what this current administration is doing right now. They had the unions, they had marriage, they had the greatest opportunity of all time. They had pensions. Can you imagine that? Can you think about that? That is a foregone thing. Yo, we don't have pensions today. We don't have pensions today. We have no pensions whatsoever. We don't have pensions today. Ain't that crazy? If you're not investing in your 401k, if you are not a contributing member, if you're not maxing out your 401k to the tune of 23,000, you hit, bro. You absolutely hit. We don't have pensions. Y'all have pensions, fam. You could work and then retire for the rest of your life and not have to worry about anything. Think about that for a minute. Y'all had pensions. They had all of these things, bro. They broke up their families. They decided to do what they wanted to do. They fumbled. They smoked crack. They did all kind of stuff. And now, because we are in a position and we are more responsible, somehow, some way, I'm supposed to have sympathy for you because you old. That means that you made it in life. If you got to an older age, that means that you made it in life. You know what I'm saying? You made it. Antoine, which is not my name. It says the Millionaire Morning Show with Anton Daniels. To piggyback off of him, you Christian. What would Jesus do? Come in and turn over the tables and said that you need to be responsible. The Comforter is available to the Jew and the Gentile alike, but it does not absolve you from being responsible and being held accountable for the things that you did on this earth. That's what the word says. It's a living word. It's not a word of the past. What does he teach? Man of God. God was not of this world, which means that I don't have to acknowledge anybody that's still in it. The Comforter is available to you too. You know what Jesus told the disciples? It's not my family out there. It's not my family out there. Just because she called me, I'm going to deny her too. Yeah. Jesus denied his own mother because she was not going in the direction that he was going in. He was focused on his disciples. He had a purpose. He had a purpose. He wasn't focused on the world. He saved the world. He gave the world his life so that you can make a better decision, but you chose not to. I don't care nothing about what y'all talking about, bro. I don't care nothing about what y'all talking about. I don't need to have sympathy or empathy for anybody that is not going in the direction that I'm going in. He came in, he rebuked the Pharisees and the Sadducees. He turned over the tables inside of the church. He would often at times debate with the very people that wind up crucifying him. And then the people that he actually came to save was the ones that chose the people, him, what was it? Was it Barabbas? They chose a criminal in order to, instead of releasing him. And you telling me that I'm supposed to focus on what the world think? I don't care nothing about the world, bro. I'm not even here for the general public. I'm here to speak to the people and to reach in and hopefully grab somebody that's in the world that shouldn't be there to want to do something better. I care nothing about you. Listen, I'm not your simp preacher that sit there on the pulpit and tell you God loves everybody. The kingdom of heaven is for everybody. No, it's not. It's on condition. If you do my will, if you suffer for righteousness' sake, then you will inherit the kingdom of God. The meek shall inherit the earth. It's on condition. Everything is on condition. Your grandma was a hoe for the streets. Your father was out here in the streets, and then they gave their life over to the devil, and I'm supposed to have sympathy for him. I rebuke the devil. I don't pander to the devil. I don't harbor demons. I'm not interested in negotiating with terrorists. The only thing I do is I'm here to tell the truth, and I give you the medicine inside of the candy. The rest of it is up to you. You're my enemy. The world is my enemy. The world is my enemy. You can take it for what you want it to be. It is what it is. I'm not here to negotiate with you. I'm not here to make you feel better. I'm not here to try to have sympathy and empathy for everybody. I'm not here for them. I'm here for the people that actually want to learn. I'm here for the people that want to grow. And I'm here for my chasers. That's it. I'm a man's man. I'm not your father. I should have been, but we pulled out.